President Joe Biden has given his first speech since announcing that he will be running for re-election in 2024. Now, failed former President Donald Trump was massively triggered by Joe Biden's announcement. We'll get to that later. Let's first start with a speech given by Joe Biden. Now, you all know Joe Biden's not my favorite. I'm not a Joe Biden, cheerleader, but he seems significantly energized by this announcement. He spoke yesterday at North America's Building Trades Union Legislative Conference, his first speech since announcing the 2024 campaign. Standing ovations, energy, going after the MAGAs. Let's take a listen.
Billionaires should be paying a lower tax rate than a construction worker, a school teacher, a firefighter, a cop, a nurse. I mean it. It's wrong. It's simply wrong. If you didn't live through this, you'd think I was making it up. And meanwhile, guess what my MAGA Republican friends in Congress are up to? The Speaker of the House went to Wall Street last week, proposed huge cuts in important programs, cut all discretionary spending by 22%, including ones I just named. Programs millions of working and middle-class Americans count on. At the same time, he and his MAGA Republican colleagues are pushing some tax giveaways for the wealthiest Americans and biggest corporations. They'd rather see kids and seniors struggle to eat what they need. People on Medicaid lose their health care. Veterans lose access to doctor's visits. And that's part of it, by the way, not a joke. Then cut subsidies to big oil that made $200 billion and big pharma and the wealthiest corporations. We're not even talking about raising their taxes. Just stop the subsidies. The same old trickle down dressed up in MAGA clothing. Only worse.
All right. So certainly we're grading a little bit on a curve, but for the sort of level of energy that we sometimes see from Joe Biden, certainly energized, saying it is time to finish the job, the crowd chanting 4 more years.
A recent column in the New York Times, "Make Manufacture Greater Again," was the title of the article. It goes on to say, President Biden appears to be presiding over the kind of manufacturing serve that Trump had promised. Folks, we're not making this stuff up. This is real. It's time to finish the job. Finish the job. What else? 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
All right. So listen, I'm not going to pretend this was the most electrifying moment from Joe Biden. But the point here is the polling looks pretty okay for Joe Biden. And there are people who are laughing this off. I got emails from saying, David, Joe Biden obviously can't win re-election. It's not obvious to me. It's not obvious to me at all. Oh, but the polls were spot on in 2020. And we don't need to do this game at this point in time. But Joe Biden certainly seems ready, and we're going to see Trump's reaction. We're going to see the debate schedule. We're going to see all sorts of different things. But in the midst of it, we have to talk about the latest from Chris Christie.